Hello guys and welcome to today's video. I hope you're all feeling fab, well, safe. God, it's been a while, hasn't it? Like about 2 weeks. But I'm back with more content and I cannot wait. Nobody's probably asked. Nobody's probably noticed that I haven't been posting, but you know what? There's going to be loads more videos and I can't wait. Little shout out to this top from Primark, by the way. Absolute bargain, £8, summery colour. I thought, why not? Just, you know, brighten up your screen. Also, do you like the little background? Added a bottle of perfume. Edgy. You want to see the state of my room, moving the desk again. I've got a massive sweat on, but at least this bit looks pretty. So as long as it looks neat, it's fine. Anyway, let's stop chatting crap and let's get on with the video. So today's topic talk is all about rejection and whether you can cope with bad things happening to you. Because I don't know about you, but I can't. Rejection, sort of, I never used to, I'll be honest. If a boy pied me off or I didn't get into drama school, I've touched on that before, literally I would sit there and I'd be like, oh, what have I done? What have I done? It's me. Oh my gosh, no. And that is the same when bad things happen. I cannot cope with bad things happening. I don't know what it is, but the slightest inconvenience happens in the world and I'll blame me. I don't know why I hold so much authority and power over myself. I control stuff. And honestly, right, I've been honest on this channel about little anxieties of mine, and that is a massive anxiety of mine. I don't know what it is, but I just feel like I could have done something. You cannot control anything. So the most heartbreaking thing recently is obviously England, and you've got to look on the positives. We came second. We were one score away from winning, and England is such a strong, amazing team with amazing players, and you just got to look on the positive side. However, I did not have this mindset when we first lost. I was absolutely heartbroken, and I don't know what it was. I was just so upset. I was like, oh my god, why has it hit me so much? I love football and I always have. And I think it's just because obviously it's my team and we were so close and whatever. And I don't know what it is. And obviously I've said before, any bad thing that happens, I blame myself. I feel like I could have done something, or say if there's war going on in the world, or someone's being bullied on social media and I couldn't do anything about it, or in the football losing. And I opened up to my friend about it today. And she said to me, she went, so for example, say I was annoyed at myself because England didn't win. She was like, whatever's happening in the world right now and whatever's happening in your head, they don't clash. Nothing is linked whatsoever. So whatever's going on in that world out there, nothing is to do with you. So no matter what you thought, because I've got this thing in my head, I have to think positive all the time in order for positive things to happen, which in a way is good, but in a way can also be draining, because you feel like you have to act positive all the time, you have to be happy, and you don't at all. And what she said, what really stuck with me, was the fact of whatever you think does not depict how, what's going on out there. So for example, England, if you thought positive all day, England still probably would have lost. You know, it doesn't, you can't control everything. Say if there's a bad thing that goes on in the world and there's a war attack or whatever you think, that'll probably still will happen, because it's infinite. It's the world. You can't control everything, and don't ever sit there and be like, oh my god, I've done this, I've done that, it's my fault. Say if you have an argument with your friend or something, or if you have an argument with your family or whatever, it's at the end of the day, whatever happens in that moment, you were thinking that thing. So if you have an argument or you have a confrontation with someone, in that moment you were thinking to react in that way. You can never go back and change. So never have anything about regrets, relationships, and making the first move. So there's been times where I've made the first move. You know, I've went over and I've been like, hiya, you're right. And I'll be honest, there's been twice where I did it at work and they went, oh, we were just chatting or whatever, and I was like, oh, you've got a girlfriend? And he went, yeah. And I just looked at him and I just went, you know what? I bet she's lovely. Honestly, I bet she's lovely. And you know what he said? Yeah, she is. I was like, I tell you what, that's a true boyfriend. Because a lot of people, when they go out, they're very, talkative and flirty with the girls, but he had loyalties, and he was like, and he was really lovely about it. He's like, look, you're lovely, but you know, I'm happy. I was like, you know what, go for it. Oh my god, why did I start 3 times there? 3 times I stood. Like, go you, I meant to say, you know, like, yeah, mint. And then it happened a second time, and I was a bit like, right, I'm just gonna go. But there's always that stigma of girls making the first move, like it should always be the boy. And right, this could sound really controversial, right? So sometimes, right, when it comes to like girls making the first move, sometimes boys can be shy just the same as girls, right? They can be, you know, we're all shy, we're all, you know, but often like play boys like the chase, and they like the boys mainly like the chase, and they like to be the one to make the first move and whatever. But sometimes boys prefer it when girls make the first move. So if boys aren't asked, girls aren't asked, so what? Like, if you're in a club and you fancy someone and you like the look of them, just be like, you know what, I want a bit of you. Go for it, because life is too short. You don't want to be in your house 10-20 years later with all your kids and your life's all sorted and unreal, you know, you're happy with your husband or your wife or whatever, and you've got a mint job, and you sit there and think, I wonder what would have happened if I like went over that, you know, person. What if that person you went over to is your wife or husband now, and you've had all those kids? So go for it, have no regrets. If it doesn't happen and they pie you off, whatever, because you're never going to see them again. Bloody heck, I've been pied by loads of boys, and sometimes it's when I've made the first move, and you know, we're chatting away and it's going well, and then they pie me off and I'm like, what have I done? But I'm in that mindset now. Everything happens for a reason, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, everything happens for a reason, ma. But it does, it actually does. Like, there's a chain of events. Like, as much as it's difficult and it's really hard to comprehend that things do happen for a reason, in a few years' time, in a few months' time, you'll be glad that they did, and you won't even realise it now, but you will be glad that, I'm stuttering a bit, Anna. I haven't done it like in about 2 weeks, I'm a bit like, whoa, all over. But yeah, you'll be glad that that happened for a reason, you know what I mean? So I made a few lists of other things too, and you know, just a little jot down. So yeah, being pied off, making the first move. I've spoke about the football, work and college, right? So obviously I've been rejected by 3 drama schools, and it was like, oh my gosh, world's ending. I've spoke about it before, but everything happens for a reason, because I'm happier now with the course I'm doing, and you know, things happen at different times. Like, this is why I can't cope with bad things happening in the world, because I always think, right, I get frustrated because I believe that I do everything right. Like, you know, I'm a good person. You know, I think I'm a good person. So why, if I'm a good person, why isn't all the good things happening to me? And why do like crappy things happen to me? And I'm like, and I sit there and I dwell, and I mean I dwell. Like, I get into a massive head frenzy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's this, I've done that, and I blame myself. And honestly, I put so much pressure on myself to think positively all the time, and you're not realising it, but you'll drive yourself insane. Like, you just can't. Things happen at different points in time. Like, you can't have it all. Like, I watch TikTokers and I watch Instagram and I watch YouTube, and I see all these YouTubers are doing mint, and they've got 1,000 subscribers, and they've got 1,000, oh, I think my big number, 1 million followers. Molly May, she's doing mint, and she's only a couple of years older than me. Let's rephrase that. See, couple of years. Who knows what's going to happen in a month? You know, you can't. Honestly, I'm a massive twat for comparing myself to people, because I do it 24/7, and I don't even mean to do it to myself, but I do it all the time. Like, so for example, there was this TikToker the other day, and I went on and I was scrolling through, and she's like sort of an influencer. She's a year above me, and she's got so many more followers than me. She gets so many more likes. You know, she's this, she's that, she's this. And I was sat there for ages, and I was like, why can't I do that? What am I doing that's wrong? Am I negative thinking? Am I not manifesting enough? Am I not doing this? Am I not doing that? And I spoke to my friends about it, and they said, stop comparing. Everybody is on different paths. Everyone says you can manifest the life you want. sometimes you can't manifest things and things will happen inevitably. And get your words out. Inevitably. Oh my god, why can't I say that word? Inevitably. Yeah. Got there in the end. And it's like Love Island, right? I applied for Love Island this year, and obviously I wasn't going to go on because I'm 18, I'm a bit too young, they were looking for older, but I thought, right, let's do it, why not? And I didn't get on, obviously. But there's always more years to come, you know, who knows. I'd absolutely love to go on Love Island though. Oh, I'd love it. I'd just love to make friends. I've already got my walk in song. How sad is that? I sit there with my earphones and I imagine myself walking in. Honestly, yeah. So everyone's like, manifest the life you want to do, but don't put pressure on yourself to manifest the life you want, because everything in time does happen at its own pace. So a couple of months ago, I was sort of messaging, like, right, let's be honest, right, we're gonna go back to rejection, because a lot of people do get really upset when they get pied off by boys or girls or whatever, and especially in nightclubs are opening soon and people are nervous, people haven't spoke to people in a while, and it's making that first move in a club and whatever. And also, here's a question for you, right? So me and my friend were just chatting about like boys and whatever, and say you were on a night out and you slept with a boy but he didn't say he had a girlfriend, would you tell the girlfriend? Would you? Because how could you find the girlfriend? And karma is a little bitch, and karma always comes back and bites them on the arse. But I think, and what my friend was saying, she was saying she'd give him like an ultimatum. So she'd say like, right, you tell her or I will, you've got a week. So yeah, you never know what's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? But yeah, I just thought I'd add that one in there when we were talking about like rejection stuff. Like I said, I've been pied off a few weeks ago and I was like, oh my gosh, well, a few weeks. And it was horrible. Like, honestly, like, I just got blocked. I was like, what did I do? And I sat there for ages overthinking everything. And I was like, what did I say? Does he know I'm an overthinker? Like, does he think I'm a freak? Because half the time, it's because I've got YouTube. But I'm not bothered. And honestly, I let myself be bothered for a day. That's what my other friend says. She always says, let yourself be bothered for a day, right? And after that, you move on. You get on with your life, because you don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. Like, honestly, so much has happened since, you know, that boy, whatever. You meet new people. You get talking to nicer boys. You get chatting to, if you fell out with your mate, you get chatting to nicer people. If you fell out with your family, you make up in the end. Whatever is happening in your life right now, and it could be the worst thing that's going on, I swear down, tomorrow, it'll be like it didn't happen. Well, I'm not saying it wouldn't happen, but it'd be like, sometimes it'd be like it didn't happen, and you look back and you think, like, I overthought about like the football losing. I was like, oh my gosh, like, I felt responsible. I was like, what? Because I was that invested in the game, and I bigged it up so much in my head, and I was so happy about England, and I was so happy about, oh my gosh, we're coming out of COVID, we're going to win, and I bigged it up so much in my head, I thought I was responsible. And I look back on that, like, overthinking, and I'm like, you divvy. Why are you overthinking for? So whatever you're overthinking now, and whatever's going on in your life, and whatever bad thing that's going on in your life, tomorrow it will not matter, I promise you. Or it might take a week, it might take a few days, whatever, but you will look back on whatever you're overthinking about and think, oh, why did I spend all that time, like, overthinking about stupid stuff? Like, it's just like, oh. But I hope it's gave you a little insight, not to be so hard on yourself, this video. And I just thought I'd touch on rejection and when bad things happen, because, oh, it's horrible. But as much as there's bad things, there is good things as well. And for every bad day, there's 10 amazing ones. Remember that. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the continuous support. Please tune in. Please like and subscribe. That's another thing. My subscribing, right? I started this channel last March, and I've gained like 200 subscribers. I was absolutely buzzing. But then I put myself down because I was like, why is it taking so long? These things take time. Be grateful, right? What's going on in the present. Don't wish so much for the future, because you'll look back on the present now and you'll think, oh my gosh, I was at my happiest, and you don't even know it. So appreciate everything and be so grateful, because you never know what's around the corner. That's the thought I want to leave with you. But yeah, thank you so much for watching, and for just, I love you all, like, who watch. Thank you so much. Please follow sophia.mariekiss, that's where all my fashion videos are. Sit down with Soph Kiss, that is where all my videos are, and you can see what upcoming videos are coming. And my TikTok, ashcroftsophie632, where I just make a tit of myself, to be honest, because I want to get viral. But yeah, thank you so much, and have a lovely day. Stay safe, and yeah, thank you. Bye.